Where's J. Henry? Oh, there's J. Henry. Oh, okay. What's up?
What's up? How you doing?
Oh, good, man.
Yeah. Thanks for joining me.
Oh, nah. Thanks for having me.
Seattle's best brunch
Yes.
in Shibuya HiFi.
Yeah, we already ate all the brunch.
We already ate all the
There's
brunch.
no more brunch. Yeah.
Yeah. That's why you have your gold teeth in
Yeah.
again.
Can't eat with them.
No.
Unfortunately, no.
Damn. That
They don't
sucks.
tell you that before you get the grills.
Yeah. It's extra if you want to eat with the grills.
Yeah.
Nice. Cool. Well, again, thanks for being here.
Yeah.
I'm really excited to dive into your music, dive into your brand, your art, who
Yeah.
you are. This will be a
wow.
short one,
Okay.
but we'll have a part 2. Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Okay. Dope. So, as you may know, I start all of these with the same question.
Of course. Yeah, what's that question?
He didn't know. You didn't know at all. You're like, what?
I apologize.
Who are you?
Oh. Yeah, I go by Gon Zovi. I'm like an explorer of sorts when it comes to music. Someone who took the safe path and decided to jump off the porch, so to speak, and take that risk to try and find who they are through music.
Yeah. Love that. When you say safe path, what do you mean?
Safe path is in, before this, I was doing like the academic part of life, and I was like tied to healthcare in that way. So I was really like on that path with academia, which is so easy for people to have. So yeah, I would say that was what I was doing like before music until that changed.
For sure. I do want to jump into that and like talk about how that influences your music and
Yeah.
also how you strike the balance between this safe path and the music path and the nuances of that. But before we get into that, I think everyone, myself included, really wants to know,
Yeah.
what is a peace bone?
That's a great question.
Peace bone, peace bone, peace bone.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. What is a peace bone? I would say a peace bone is something that you have within you. And a little bit about where I got peace bone from is from this band called Animal Collective. I was showed it in high school, and I thought it was like one of the greatest things ever. Like one of their songs for Reverend Green, I remember like playing like an infinite amount of times. I tried to see them live. That never happened because I think I got sick that day. But Peace Bone was like a song that they originally had, and I always asked myself that question. And I think Peace Bone is like kind of like your funny bone. It's not an existent bone, but it's something that when you hit it, you know what your aptitude for peace is. And a lot of the lyrics in Peace Bone is kind of tied to the current issues that we're seeing in Gaza and things like that. So, yeah, it's just like, at the end of the day, you want to have your peace and be a fighter for peace or a protector of peace in that way. And that's your peace bond.
Yeah. That's interesting that you make that, or that the lyrics are tied to what we're seeing in Gaza. Is there like a specific lyric that you can use as an example? Because I actually didn't pick that up. Or is it just more about like the intention behind it?
Yeah, no, there's a line where it's essentially saying, they can't say what they got instead. And it's specifically talking about the misinformation that was happening at the time. Because I think when this issue was first getting back on our feeds again, people were kind of confused about how bad the damage was to the Palestinians. And there was like a lot of misinformation on that. And so it seemed like at the time, people weren't really speaking about it as openly as they are now. And probably by the time this comes out, even more so. But yeah, that's what I was alluding to.
You know, one thing I love about you,
What?
you stand up for the underdog
Oh, appreciate that.
a lot.
Yeah. Well, I am an underdog, so I guess, it's easy to fight for something that you are familiar with.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I mean, there's a difference between like fighting for an underdog, but versus being an ally to like almost everyone, like even the LGBTQ community, you always shout out, or at least when, you're doing concerts in June or what have you, like I
Yeah.
really admire that you're very intentional about that.
Yeah, no, and that's even in the like prescription mixtape, like there's a line for that, like in the first song prescription, it's like, I saw your girl kissing on another girl. I'm happy for them and I hope they learn to cherish world. This life is only good if we good to each other. Don't talk to another if you can't handle what we going through. And it's like talking in the fact that, like, you know, people are gonna hate on people who are LGBTQ. Like a lot of times, a lot of cis people try and use the word like the alphabet people or something like that. And it's like when I hear that stuff, I'm just like, it annoys me because I'm just like, you're just not trying to understand. So I'm like, don't even talk about it because you clearly don't get the issue or like what they're going through. So just leave it alone. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, thank you for noticing that.
I mean,
sure.
of course. Yeah, I mean, there's so many ways we could take that conversation. As we were talking before about like being queer and being in hip hop and just like how to navigate that in this world where you do have some examples of queer people in the hip hop space, specifically males,
Yeah.
which historically it's always been used as a negative thing,
Yeah.
homophobic slurs and whatnot. But anyway, let's not get into that because that would take us a whole nother conversation. I think one thing that's very clear with how you're presenting today and just like through all the stuff that you put out, like your branding is top notch.
Oh, thank you.
Top notch. And I think I'm actually kind of curious, like, you know, for a prescription, for example, like walk me through that process of even this. I mean, look at this. It's a
Thank
little pill
Yeah.
that holds a USB
Yeah, that has the album on
that has
it.
the album on it.
Yeah.
Like, where have you seen that before?
I don't
Nowhere.
know.
Nowhere.
I guess
That's
my
the
head.
answer. In your head. Like, obviously, you mentioned you went to med school. People act like just because you went to med school, Gon Zovi can't rap,
Exactly.
which is not the case. You can rap.
Thank you.
And prescription plays off of that. So, like,
Yeah.
tell me about that process. Did you sit down? Did you have like this brainstorming process, or does it just all naturally roll out as it happens?
Yeah, I mean, I think for prescription, it was very much an album or mixtape or EP. Sorry, I'm still confused on what to call it because I guess Spotify calls it an EP, but that's a whole other conversation. And so, like, in terms of making this project, the intention was that I wanted to get out a body of work that was like resonating with where I was at that moment, and that in that moment, it was a moment of transition and a moment of realizing that I wasn't living my own truth and who I really was, but I was trying to fit myself into a path or fit myself into a narrative that made sense based on like mentors and other people that I've seen just going through the academic world. And I think once I was like broken free of that, I was faced with the darkness of like who I am and what that means. And this mixtape ended up being like the prescription for that in terms of me realizing my truth and realizing it's okay to rap, it's okay to make music. There's still people who want this, there's still people who will connect with this and have fun with it. And yeah, and so like this was me living my truth in that way. And prescription was done with like a sense of urgency in that way because I really wanted it to come out now. I didn't want to like spend too much time with it. And so I had the song schedule, and from there, like if certain people were giving me good feedback on that, and I was like, all right, let's build something around it. And so a lot of the songs were made fast like that. Like Prescription was a freestyle that I just did randomly one morning. Same with Outstanding. Um, and and yeah, a lot of the songs flowed in that way. Decisions was probably the only one that like was still done in a night, but it was done like on a different night than the other songs were made. But they were all recorded on the same day, except for schedule. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, and that was how Prescription was.
And is that because you just practiced enough before you got into the studio that you could just bang them out, or like creatively it just flowed out of you?
I think it's like I had the songs probably like 80% done enough so that
Okay.
I was like, let's go. But also it's a matter of convenience too, because I think I still have like a day job and like doing this right now. So I only have a certain limited amount of time to be able to go into the studio.
I feel that.
Yeah, and so like I'm like notorious for booking out like maybe 6 hour sessions or 8 hour sessions, because that's just like the one day I have. I only have like one day off during the weekend. So I just like get everything done that day. So out of necessity and like, yeah, that just creatively it happened that way. Yeah.
I just read this thing about creatives are able to reach their peak creativity when they perform rituals around their creativity, right? So, for example, Dochi's, she's not famous for this, but she famously has talked about morning pages in the artist's way, and like having the date on a particular day is another component of the artist's way.
Yeah.
It kind of sounds like, because you have very limited time, the studio has become your ritual of like creativity.
Yeah, 100%. I mean, out here, I recorded in Fibonacci Studio, RIP. But with the good Evan George or Evan Geo, we were just locking in to be able to get these kind of soundscapes developed, and a lot of co-producing's happening and things like that. But it's very collaborative. It's very fluid. But I think a lot of it comes from being open within yourself. And a big piece of knowledge that I learned early on when I was like making my LLC and becoming an artist was watching the Bob Marley documentary. And it was ironically around the time where the movie was going to come out, but I watched like this 4-part documentary that I think was still done by the family. And in it, they had a moment where they mentioned how before he started working, he would like be exercising before he sat down with the guitar. And they will always show you videos of him and his friends like jogging together or playing soccer. And so that became like something I would do, would be like every morning before a session, I would definitely make sure to 1, meditate, and then 2, to exercise. And then that would like be my day.
And is that because, as studies have shown, like you're more creative, or your brain pathways open up as you're doing some sort of physical activity? Is that the reasoning behind it?
That wasn't like, I understand the data and the information for that, but the inspiration really was because, well, Bob Marley was exercising before he wrote those songs, and I'm going to do
that. Yeah. Okay. I'm going to try that. Because usually with my routine, I'll journal, meditate, and then practice music.
Oh, nice.
And then do like free writing.
Yeah.
Free writing, I'm still trying to do verses and rhyme schemes, what have you. But I don't care if they don't actually rhyme or they don't fit. But maybe I should meditate, work out, and then do that.
Yeah, that makes sense.
I'll experiment with that.
Because then you're getting the brain moving.
Yeah.
As you're writing stuff down. I wish I was better about that, though. The free writing. That's great.
Well, so my other point was going to be like, I've been in the studio with you. I've had the opportunity and challenge of trying to record you. And you do a lot of free writing just in that space to begin with, right? Like, I've told you this, but I'm amazed at how many concepts you're able to just like get out onto, I was going to say paper, but like onto the microphone, into the box.
Yeah. I mean, I think a lot of it's just being open to the channel that happens. So like, I'm a very spiritual person, and like a lot of music is tied to spirituality. Like I felt like the universe was telling me like, it's time, like, you got to use your talents and make music. And no, thank you. And so a lot of that comes from like, there was this documentary I watched, like Shangri-La, where like Rick Rubin was talking about his whole process, how they have at that studio and how they paint the walls white, and they just sort of want the artist to like just present like what they have coming forth. And so I think by the time we worked together in the studio, I was already like working on that process and just trying to just be connected and understand that like the creativity doesn't come from me. It's not me doing it. It's me just being a channel to like the frequencies in the air, and I'm just like letting that come out. And I just try my best to not stop it and be very patient with the fact that like I know I have nothing to do with it. I'm just like the conduit to help like this come out, and just keep that level of respect, because once the ego comes in, then I'm not successful.
Wow, that's super interesting.
Yeah.
And so do you find that frequency changes depending on where you're recording, or like what's going on in the world?
Yeah, 100%. Like if I'm in a place where I'm not comfortable, like it's not gonna happen the way I want. Like there was one producer I just worked with yesterday, my homie Kilo, and it's probably like the 3rd time we got together, but now he has like a different space, and it was like there's light coming in. I can see the water, and it's like more similar to like where I write my songs at home. Like I have like this view of Mount Rainier that's really nice, and I can go down to the water. So it's like I need to see those things. Like we even have like a garden on the roof, not a flex. We don't have a balcony. I can only see it from the window. But like just being able to see that and just have a place to reflect, drink your matcha, drink your tea or something, and do that, I think helps me get into that space. Yeah.
So that was a comfortable space at Kilos.
Right now, yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
100%.
Okay.
100%.
So going back to the
I shouldn't
brand.
even have said it. No, I'm joking.
No.
You're about to blow up after this.
We all love Kilo. Going back to your branding, just two comments or one comment. If you haven't checked out gonzovi.com,
Hey.
you have this animation of somebody tossing the pills
Yeah.
into a bottle
Yeah.
as like a little Tetris game.
Yeah, it's like based off the original Dr. Mario game. And since like I did the whole medicine thing, I just thought it'd be a funny joke on that. Yeah.
And so you had someone.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Or-
Ollie Graham.
Ollie Graham, okay.
This like legendary artist. I think he's from the UK. But he makes a bunch of like 8-bit stuff that I think I found his stuff out when the whole like Kendrick Drake battle was going on. That's where I've like found his content, and like luckily he was gracious enough to bless me with the collaboration. So
Damn, nice, dude.
yeah, yeah. Thank you.
And then just thinking about like very strong, tight knit brands, people or companies or artists that, you know, like a Pharrell or a Tyler, right? Are there inspirations or people that you study or research as you're trying to think like what kind of brand do I want to build for myself and for Gon Zovi?
Yeah. I mean, I when you say those names, those are like two of like the bigger names for me. Pharrell, like most of us from our generation, like Pharrell was the one doing it. He was like the first like nerd. Like even with having NERD, like hearing songs like Rockstar and Lap Dance and Provider, Bobby James, like these songs like kind of shaped like who I was as an artist back then, as when I was like 15 first writing songs. And especially looking at a brand like Tyler, I think Tyler was really instrumental for me because he showed us like as Black boys that like you didn't have to try and fit into what was being marketed to you with rap. Like you could be what you wanted and do what you wanted. And that brings me back to the spirit of like the 90s rap that really gave me a lot of life, which is like A Tribe Called Quest. Like coming from Queens, I was born in Staten Island, but I was like raised in Queens, which is like another story. But like Tribe Called Quest is really important to that. De La Soul, and then bands like Souls of Mischief with songs like 93 Till Infinity, where they're literally just talking about their lives and like what they do. And so Tyler, I feel like, was like the extreme of being able to push that, right, by eating the roach and doing the things he was doing with at that time. But it still has that spirit of like, you should explore, you should find what that new thing is. And so I realized like if I was going to give myself the opportunity to do this musically, I got to go full into that because that's the type of artistry I like. You know, people like David Bowie, Tyler, where you feel like you're in a world and you're getting lost in it. Yeah.
Is David Bowie a big inspo for you as well?
I think David Bowie's a big inspo artistically, like with the Ziggy Stardust stuff, and the fact that people recognize him for changing his look so many times, and the idea of that, I think, is something that I aspire to, and like kind of want to be able to think about it when it comes to my branding and work. Yeah.
And the look for a prescription, if I tapped in enough, was you had the fitted cap.
Yeah.
You did have the gold grills.
Yeah, I didn't have it for prescription, but yeah.
Okay,
I
maybe
guess
you just
part of
wore
it,
them
yeah.
outside.
Yeah.
But then you had the starter jacket. Is that
Oh,
what it's
like
called?
Letterman.
Letterman jacket. That's what I meant. Was there anything that was like a important symbol and like piece within prescription that you consciously thought about?
I think just the pill really was like the big part of it. Like for me, the way I thought of it, it's like the pill is the medicine. The pill is like an anti-inflammatory, and it's the anti-inflammatory for the symptoms you get when you aren't living your truth. And that was like a big thing to come home with. But a lot of it is like was focusing on the use of color at the time too, by making sure to have the same color on everything, like having that specific yellow and finding that out. Yeah.
Damn, so impressed
Oh,
by
thank
like
you.
your eye for detail like that.
Oh, thank you. Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think not a lot of people go to that extreme, but it
Oh,
shows in like the rollout and
mhm.
how consistent and tight knit everything is.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah. I still feel like I'm figuring this out because I personally am doing a lot of this like by myself. Like
Uh-huh.
I've only now started working with designer Cameron Bailey, who helped me design the actually the cover for Prescription.
Okay.
But it's still like it's all coming from here, and I guess it's really is nice to hear that, and thank you because it makes me know that I'm not crazy
You're
to
not
work on
crazy.
these details.
Yeah, you're not crazy. I mean, I guess to clarify, I'm appreciating. There could be another conversation about ROI. Like, does it matter, especially nowadays? I think
Yeah.
that's such a big conversation that artists are trying to figure out. Like, does it matter that you work on all these details,
Hmm.
or do you just need to pump stuff out and pump out content and
Right.
music, and it doesn't like the branding isn't as important. But I think depending on who you ask, the traditional or I think there's still going to be a lot of people that say details matter.
Yeah. No, and I agree, and I struggled with that too when I first started because there was just so much content being thrown at you about like how are you supposed to do this, how are you supposed to post and do everything, and I think at one point I started to just rebel against that and just realize
Hmm.
that like I thought about like what I would want from an artist that I love and what I love
Hmm.
about these type of artists, right, that we talked about before. And so I was like, well, even if five people are listening, I want them to have the experience I have when I listen to an artist. And so
Hmm.
like I was like, I wanted to focus on all those details because that's what I would expect an artist like really did think through all these things. And that's what I
Hmm.
like to imagine, even though
Hmm.
I don't know if it's true all the time. And so yeah, being able to do that process, I think that part, I was surprised to see how much life it gave me actually.
Hmm. Oh, okay.
Yeah,
In
and how
terms
fun
of
it
like,
was.
yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Just enjoying the process
Oh,
of
literally,
creating the
yeah.
world.
So like so hours sitting down, being like, should the pill be this color? Should it be that color? Like even the blue and red, we had it based off the Haitian flag colors,
Mm.
because of my background with my parents coming from Haiti and like being a first generation like American with Haitian roots. Like I wanted to highlight that idea of independence, that idea of freedom. And it felt like it's something that mattered to me at that point in my journey because I felt like I was just breaking away from what people either expected of me or what people normally do like on my path, and I'm like in this new territory now.
Hmm.
And so I feel like yeah, that connecting that to the Haitian independence is really important with my story, so connecting it with that, so yeah.
Hmm. Before we get into the music, just one last question on that. Do you feel like, because you said earlier that Prescription was you trying to come out as your authentic self
Mm.
as like a musician and an artist in hip hop, and do you feel like you've achieved that with Prescription and new music that you're putting out, or do you feel like you're still trying to understand like how you fully be authentic in the energy that you exude?
Yeah, I feel like I have been able to at least put my stamp at like who I am as Gon Zovi and like what I'm at least trying to do. I don't know where it's going or what it would develop into or what lane I fit in or anything like that, but I at least know that I'm an artist that makes intentional music, and can blend genres with regards to hip hop and rock and R&B and these type of options. But the proof was being able to come to this space here at Shibuya HiFi and like having people literally sit down in these chairs that I've sat in like over the past year since I've been here in Seattle and like coming here to listen to these amazing records and being able to have my record on it. And then, for the listening session, I actually left the room and had them listen to the project. And then I came in after. And so coming in after was crazy because like everybody was like clapping and everything. And I was like, y'all listen to my record or did they put on like Nina Simone or something? You know what I
Uh,
mean? But it was like, it was really, really nice to hear that and get the reactions from that and that feedback in real time. And for a lot of people in the room, that was their first time hearing the project in full. So that to me is like the feeling that I'm going with. And I'm like, I'm just going to keep going from here and building on that.
mm. It almost feels a little bit more curated and
Mm,
boutique than
yeah.
the average artist putting out music.
Mm,
Is
I
that
appreciate that.
intentional?
I think it was a hope, but I don't know. I didn't know how it was gonna connect. So yeah, that's great. But yeah, it definitely is like in terms of having it be a package and everything like that. Like I'm a big fan of movies and also anime as well. So when it comes to merchandising and being able to think about that, I like those type of conversations. So being able to see the music as a vehicle to be able to do that, I think is really fun. And that's kind of like what I've been enjoying.
Yeah,
Yeah.
dope. Okay. Let's talk about your music real quick.
Yeah.
So the first thing that I always notice is that, well, there's a couple things. One, it always sounds like you're just having fun,
Good.
which is the best thing, right?
Yeah.
To your point earlier, it's all about enjoying the process of creating, right? All facets of it. The other thing is you take your art reminds me of, there's sometimes you'll go to like the MoMA, right? And you'll see a painting that's just like a white blob. And people will walk past it and be like, well, I could have done that. But the true artistry of that is everyone could have done it and no one did, except for this artist. And your music kind of reminds me of that in the sense of you take very simple concepts that in passing, anyone could have heard this and be like, oh, that would be a cool line. But no one does it and you do it. So like an example of that.
That is a great compliment. Thank you.
A couple of examples of that are she Christopher Nolan. This is not on a prescription, but I just love this line. I love this line. The way she thick with the plot, plot. It's such a clever line. And at first you're like, where's this going?
Yeah.
And then you land it. I'm like, oh, okay. That's pretty dope. Treat Me Like a Trophy. This also isn't on the album, but like I went through your entire discography.
Thank you.
Treat Me Like a Trophy. You only appreciate me when you hold me. So good.
Yeah.
Stressing for the future, like Sierra before the NFL.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
That's a pop culture reference too. Because Future and Ciara used to date before she started dating Russell Wilson. So it's like stressing for my future, like before the NFL. I guess that's the line. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, to that point, again, like your lines sound simple, so you'll miss the actual like metaphors and references if you don't pay attention.
Yeah.
It's like
and they are jokes.
And yeah, there's a little bit of like that punchline comedic factor to it, right? Which back when we were growing up, we're around the same age, was a big part of hip hop. The Kanye West, the Pharrells, Jay-Z was doing it a little bit more. Kid Cudi, Common was doing it because he was part of Good Music. The Dream, right? I was going to say, like, I'm just going to compliment you more. The Clips album just came out.
Crazy. Yeah. Legendary. Masterful.
Favorite album of the year?
I would say so. Yeah.
There's only one song I skip.
Which one?
Can you guess?
The first one?
No.
Which one?
The title track, Let God Sort Him Out. With
makes
Nas.
Sense. Oh, okay. Yeah.
There's just something about it. I'm like, this isn't hitting like I want it to.
Yeah.
Like I expected it to. It's not like it's a horrible song. It's just like, I'm gonna skip this one. Every other one,
yeah. The flow on POV, Ace trumpets, crazy.
Mike Tyson blows to the face every time.
Yeah.
I'm like, yo, let's go. Anyway, my point is
Henny aloe vodka. Sorry. Just had to get that out.
As soon as that sample comes in on Mike Tyson, I don't even know what to say. Don't need that. I'm like, it's about to go down. Anyway, okay. My point is going to be with Pusha T in Malice, but more with Pusha T. Again, his lines, if you take them simply, they're just about cocaine and drugs, right? I was having this conversation with someone. But if you sit down and actually listen to them and soak them in and like digest them, like they're so layered. Point is going to be, that's exactly what your music reminds me of. Not Pusha T and like Coke, selling Coke, but like that layeredness to it.
No, and I think that's the goal. I think for people like us that come from that school of rap and being students of those like teachers when it comes to that, especially because Clips are like master teachers at this point, and I'm still learning from them now. And even people like MF Doom in terms of the way he'll have a lot of simple rhymes, but you string them together and you see the rhyme schemes together. Now you're like, okay, we're in a whole other stratosphere. And I think the funny thing I've learned about life in that way too, I think coming from academia too, is that even the things that look easy or are supposed to be easy are still hard. They're still hard.
For sure.
It's just like, yeah, for sure.
I mean, if they were actually easy, everyone could do it.
100%. 100%.
You know, like even like a flow writer with pop,
Flow
more
right,
pop
yeah.
music. You know,
Yeah.
it takes it or a future like it takes a skill to have like this endless supply of hooks
Right.
that are like catchy and melodic and like get the job done.
Yeah.
Right.
I like good girls, but I love bad bitches.
Classic.
Mixtape Pluto.
Bar.
And it works, yeah.
It works, dude.
It works.
People eat that up. Which again, I think just being in the studio with you, I'm always amazed at just like how many hooks you have.
Insane. Yeah. No, I think melody is like very important. And I think that's what I love about an artist like Future. Future is definitely like a big inspiration. And just the idea of like being able to figure out melody. I think there was an interview where he said like even like the row your boat. I think he said something, and I could be misquoting, but I feel like he said something like how that's like a fire melody and being able to like tap into things like that. And I was just trying to keep that, I think, like in the back pocket when I'm trying to create and stuff, and just focus on those aspects of it.
Yeah, I mean, I could see that, right? Because it goes back to what we were saying, like row your boat. There's a simplicity to it where anyone can sing it, which makes it a fire melody.
Yeah.
Right. If your goal is I'm trying to make music that reaches the masses, right? Then yeah, you do want to tap into what's something that's catchy that anyone could sing.
Yeah. But then it's also like making sure your writing is almost like not, it's almost like needs to be broad so that anyone can kind of put themselves in it. But then yet it still has to feel specific to you as well as the artist. And I think that's the tricky part. And once you get that right, then you're off to the races.
Yeah.
Like an example like Not Like Us or something like that.
Yeah. In Prescription, the first song talks about you being in med school, right? And I think an assumption about someone in med school is like super smart. They're going to use big words all the time, right? They're nerdy potentially. Are you consciously thinking about like how to simplify your music so it is more generalized and digestible to the average person, or like someone that doesn't go to med school? Or
No, not even. I just more of like go by what feels good and what the song needs. And I just try and focus on like where the song is going and what it's trying to do. And then I just be a servant to the song and like where the song's coming from, and just make sure those pieces are in there. And I just try not to be too hard on myself, because it's also the beginning and it's not anyone like necessarily writing with me in that way. So yeah, I just have fun with it.
Yeah. One song that at first I didn't like, but as I was listening back to your discography, I started, again, I peeled back the layers. I was like, oh, he's actually talking about something very personal.
Yeah.
And probably internal conflict that a lot of people actually struggle with, I think, just based on conversations I've had. And that's Outstanding.
Yeah.
Right?
That's one of those tracks.
Outstanding.
Yeah.
And we were talking about this earlier, but the way you said outstanding, I don't know, just something about it bothered me. I was like, why are you saying it like that?
Yeah.
But yeah, this song talks, or at least what I pulled out of it, is it talks about, you know, making the choice to go to med school, to like live your life in a particular way, or to, you know, really lock in from an academic perspective in your 20s and not, you know, wilding out and like enjoying it, quote unquote.
Yeah.
Right. Like, let's talk about that a little bit more. About, did that song help you reconcile those feelings? Do you still struggle with that internal notion?
Yeah, I mean, I think, and it's funny how you say it that way because I would say yes, like that song did help with like internal struggles because I think that song came about like an early morning where you're once again being inundated with all the Instagram stuff and social media things. And maybe I saw a post about like what age you need to be to like make music or just get started. And so like a lot of that song is about like the fact that I'm like, I hit 30 and I'm trying to figure out like, how does this make sense for me in terms of making music? Because it never went away since I was 15.
Mm-hmm.
But does that mean I'm supposed to stop now? Like,
Mm-hmm.
and would I have even written these songs if I decided not to start? And so, yeah. And so that's what I think is outstanding is that, like, even though you have all those blockers in the way or all those potholes in the road, that you still managed to make it through. You started your LLC, you became an artist. I guess I'm talking myself in third person now, but yeah, the fact I was able to do the LLC and become CEO of that and take control of my life as an artist, I think that's what I thought was outstanding. And like being able to do say outstanding like that, that was a very funny part of the recording session for that because that kept being stuck in our heads and we were like, all right, so maybe that'll be stuck in people's heads. But
Yeah, it
I
is.
think also it's being connected to the immigrant diaspora as well.
Mm.
And growing up in New York City, you hear so many different accents.
Mm.
And I think in that one, I was like trying to tap into like what I think like maybe more African accents would sound like Nigerian or Ghanaian and things like that. Just because I have a lot of friends from there, and like they also say Haitians come from West Africa. Perhaps not sure if that's like proven, but yeah. So I was just like, that's I think that's where that came from, and it just I was like, let's just keep it.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So you're just saying I'm ignorant to the African dialect. Is that what you're saying?
Oh no, not that at all. Not that at all.
I'm just kidding.
Because I feel like if someone was Nigerian, they would immediately say, "No way!" Like that is not at all how we would say
Yeah, yeah.
outstanding. You know what I mean? Like so, because again, I'm not Nigerian, but I love the accent. So
Uh-huh.
yeah, I love the way they talk, like especially with the Yoruba and Igbo tribes and things like that. It's infectious.
Mm-hmm. Um, is there a song on here that means more to you than that one?
I would say decisions.
Hmm.
Decisions really did. Um, and the fact that decisions was made like on a trip that I made to Miami. I went to Florida and I thought I was gonna spend 7 days just like locked in, like 5 beats a day, only exercising, writing songs every day. And it really turned into like me hopping back and forth between all these like different places I was renting at. And I wrote one song that entire
Okay,
trip.
damn.
And that song was Decisions. But it was a song that like I made sure to write and actually find the words to because like a lot of times I kind of do the a method where I'm coming up with the melody and then the words kind of come, but this time I was like, no, let me make sure before I close my laptop I actually wrote verse, chorus, and then that's what it is, and then I close laptop and then I listen to it tomorrow.
Mm.
And so it was one of those where I closed laptop maybe at like 2 3 a.m. or something like that, and then woke up next day, listened to it on the beach in Miami, and was like, okay, this is exactly what I want it to feel like. It's airy, it's positive, it's with the beach, but it also makes me reflect on my life choices and how there's always something you got to do. You got to do a little bit of this. You got to save a little in your life. You got to make sure you're looking out for your family. You got to make sure you're being a good son. You got to make sure you're being a good brother. You got to make sure you're being a good student. There's a little bit of this that all makes up every person. Um, and so, yeah, that's why I really love that song, Decisions. Yeah. Felt grown up at the time.
That is a recurring theme in this project. This concept of like, I think in Outstanding you talk about don't be mad at me because I'm acting my age,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Where so again we only have a short time this time around.
Yeah, but we definitely got to do another one.
We're going to do another one in New York.
Hey, that's where we're going next. Time in Seattle is coming to an end, unfortunately. Beautiful Seattle.
I have a question on that. I
Yeah.
have 3 more questions.
Okay.
they could be quick
Mm-hmm.
if you want them to be. We talk about like point is going to be, you talk about your age and like where you've been, decisions that you had to make to get there, kind of how that places you into where you are now. Where's Gon Zovi headed?
I think Gon Zovi's heading home to New York City, heading home to Queens, the Valley Queens, the border between Valley Stream and Queens. That's what I call it, the Valley Queens or Queens Valley. And yeah, and being able to take like what I've learned here and the independence that I've gained here, and being able to bring that back to New York City. And hopefully, you know, uh, when it comes to rap, New York City is like the birthplace of it, especially when you talk about the Bronx.
Mm-hmm.
And I think for the past decade, we've had a lot of good rappers. We've had a lot of good sounds come out of there, but I don't know if we've necessarily had someone that's made it such a cultural moment that they felt like New York City was having a revival again. And so I think my goal is to help be in service to that. And I don't know if that's going to be myself or me collaborating with another artist, but I'm really excited to be able to put out a project there that was crafted there, was created there, that's inspired by there, and yeah, just help build on that sound that we pioneered. Yeah.
Can't wait.
Thank you, thank you.
Do you have a timeline for when that's gonna
Yeah,
come
I
to
mean, I'm
fruition?
hoping it's gonna come out by the end of this year, and it's gonna be called Bon Garçon, which is like if you didn't grow up speaking French, I guess it kind of means like good boy or good man. But the way it means to me, it's kind of like when you grow up as a first generation, or a child of immigrants in this country, a lot of times you hear parents tell you have like options. You have doctor, lawyer, engineer, maybe businessman. That's it. And so the fact that like I did the good son route, and now I'm like doing this music thing, which is probably not really on the caliber of like what a Nigerian parent would want or a Haitian parent would want. But I feel like I'm still doing good, and I'm still being a good person by doing good for myself,
Mm-hmm.
and making sure I'm sharing that good with others. So that's the part of that title, and I think that's going to be the next chapter, hopefully.
Okay.
Yeah,
Damn, I'm excited. I'm
yeah,
excited.
me too.
So you're heading to New York. Is there a Seattle artist that's still on your collaboration wish list?
Collaboration wish list. Oh, that's a great point. Um, wow. I would say yourself for sure.
Okay.
We still have to finish our collaboration.
That's right.
Um, yeah, when it comes to Seattle artists, wow. I mean, I think Sango I would love to work with.
Mm.
I think that would be amazing. Um, yeah, and then I like I like Kenshi a lot. Kenshi
Yeah, for sure.
kills, and then Joie would be dope.
Super dope.
Saint Dion I think is really talented as well.
Yep.
Um, I really want to make like a bounce record with Jay Milani,
Yeah.
and getting to work with Fed Soul was a treat.
Oh,
Yeah,
I
he's a
didn't.
Tacoma native
Yeah.
on Money Calls,
Yeah.
and so I guess I technically tapped in with the community in that way, but yeah, it's only up from here.
Yeah. Fed Soul's gonna do something interesting, I think.
Yeah, for
He's a
sure.
sleeper. I didn't realize. I like heard he made music, but just having a conversation with him, it sounds like it wasn't like very intentional, pushed out as much, and it sounds like he's going to do it more. And I was pretty impressed with like the recent stuff I've
Oh
heard.
yeah. No, we made that song together, like in the studio together, like at my home studio, um, and so that was really special. Yeah.
Nice. Okay. And then one of my favorite questions, because I love giving people flowers,
Oh
as you can tell, the past like 30 minutes.
yes, thank you.
Who's someone that you want to give flowers to?
I want to give flowers to yourself, for real. Like thank you. Like as a artist out here in Seattle, I feel like you've been one of the most welcoming and also the most realistic, like someone that I feel like I can really trade ideas with and be able to build with, and get feedback from, like real honest feedback. And I think that is very special, and I hope you never lose that, for real. And the fact that you have this platform, that you're building with Seattle's Best Brunch, I think is a genius idea. And I just wish you the best of luck in all of this, for sure.
Thanks, man. I
Yeah.
appreciate that. But it can't be me.
Oh, it can't.
It can't be me.
Who would I give
I
flowers
should add
to?
that to the question, just so people know.
Yeah, that would be good.
Yeah.
Yeah. I would give flowers to To Evan George. That's why I would give flowers to.
Go.
Yeah, Evan George and Philman Baraki, like two engineers that I've been working with since the beginning. Um, and yeah, the first engineer I worked with was this person called Vinny James, who's also really dope as well. Met him at Quad along with Phil. But yeah, Evan has just been like a true collaborator in the sense that like I've never seen this guy have a bad day, which is crazy.
Yeah.
I don't know how if this is like a professional thing or something like that, but like he almost makes me feel crazy sometimes because I'm like we're doing like this is good. Like I don't know because you're positive about everything. You know what I mean? But yeah, it just goes to show that like we have a lot of fun when we're creating, and it's very fun. It's personal, and I think he allows artists to have that space to be able to do that. So yeah, he's another person that I know has like great things coming, and he's already produced amazing works with like Oblate Reed and things like that. So that's beautiful. Kenshi, Yanni,
Liv T or Liv, sorry, T
yeah,
is
Liv,
silent.
yeah,
Gon Zovi,
yes.
add to the list. He's incredible. Yeah, one day I'll work with him for sure.
Oh yeah, only a matter of time.
Only a matter of time. But Gon Zovi, thank
Yeah.
you. Thanks for being here.
Thank you.
Good luck on your travels.
One thing though, I want to shout out Maya the Experience.
Ah.
I want to shout out the Maya Experience and Black Ends. Those are two bands that when I first came to Seattle, and or not when I first came to Seattle, but when I first made the choice to start making music as Gon Zovi seriously, like Maya was one of the first people who like showed me like at least like the ropes and like where to go and how to have my footing here in Seattle. She brought me to the jam band where I met Nico, who I'm actually like doing the performance with tonight. So
nice.
I want to give a big shout out to them, and I wish them success and everything.
Oh yeah, also super talented.
Super talented, crazy. Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
It's been a pleasure.
As always. Till next time. Till next time, Seattle. Hey. See you in New York.